back, ladies and gentlemen, to our third and final game of the night here on BTS2. We've got Game 3 of Speed Gaming versus Tongfu. The last quarterfinal matchup for the V-Games tournament. The loser will be eliminated here, and the winner will be moving on to the next round to face off against Team DK. A rough semifinal matchup, but that is the next stop in the line for these two teams. Speed Gaming did have first pick this match here on the Radiant side, and they grabbed themselves the Faceless Void. He has been the hero of this series. He's been in every single game, and he's been on the side of the victor in the first two matches. We'll see if that 100% win rate isolated to this series presses through into Game 3, and maybe Speed Gaming can seal the deal. Now, we've seen him in two different roles. First game, we saw Void in the solo mid go for more of a utility style, the early Mask of Madness into a BKB, into a crit. And last game, we saw the Handamitis Void going for the Big Daddy damage, straight for the crit. And ended up with the BKB, sort of a similar item build, but just a different trajectory, if you will. So we'll see how Speed Gaming want to run him. They've got him on Radiant once again. They could put him in the off lane. They could put him solo mid. Or they could put him in the safe lane. But they will second pick Tidehunter, which means Watermelon Man will probably head up to the off lane. And Void will even be either be your safe lane farmer or your mid hero. Enchantress Mirana, the opener for Tongfu here, coming into game number 3. And looking at the initial bans, pretty similar to what we saw before. A little bit surprised that Tongfu did not take the Lycan. Speed Game handed him over on a silver platter, said, "You guys are dying, we're not going to ban the Lycan." And Tongfu passed it up. Remaining. I am rather surprised.
5 seconds remaining.
Not too many teams will pass up a dire Lycan. So that makes me wonder, does Tongfu have a couple of tricks up their sleeves? I hope that they do for their sake, because that's could potentially be a big misplay there in terms of drafting. Enchantress Mirana, not a bad opener. Two very potent heroes that are in high demand, generally speaking, but I'm not seeing the synergy here. They grab a trio with their third pick. That will open up for a third pick Skywrath from SpG. Now, I really hope Speed are thinking about a Skywrath mid here. I have fingers crossed it's a Faceless position 1, mid Skywrath, and then 2 supports with these 4th and 5th picks. Support Skywrath is okay. He's got silence. He's got some long-range damage. His ultimate is fabulous with Faceless Void. The synergy between those two is scary.
10 seconds remaining.
That Mystic Flare, he's going to be slapping people inside the Chronosphere. It's pretty dirty.
5 seconds
a similar flavor to something like a Sunstrike, except it's not global.
Reserve time.
So they could get away with a support Skywrath here and still have a lot of synergy with the Void, but oh man. I think solo mid Skywrath is legit. It's scary, it's big, it's bad, it's bold, and I love it. Rubik could be an option here for Speed Gaming if that's the way they wanted to go. And maybe Silencer. Oh, look at it go. They'll go the Witch Doctor.
Tongfu's turn.
So Speed Gaming setting up for some huge damage to dump inside that Chronosphere. And the Death Ward on top of the Mystic Flare. Oh boy, will it get dirty. Now, last game, we saw the Witch Doctor Faceless Void from Tongfu. And they won the game, and they had some nice Chronospheres and some nice Death Wards. But we never really got to see the Wombo Ag Scepter Witch Doctor dropping his ultimate inside of like a 3 or 4 hero Chronosphere. It's completely devastating. It's game-changing with that duo. So Tongfu were never really able to execute it to the fullest extent of its potential, but enough to secure a win. So not harping on it too much. Perhaps we'll see Speed Gaming get one of those huge combos off. Now let's talk about this Tongfu draft a little bit, because it is definitely different. Bristleback has fallen out of style a little bit here.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm not sure I'm just not really sure what Tongfu are going for here. They've got this Mirana, but they have no setup for the arrow. The only potential setup they have is like a Leech Seed, or if Enchantress can take over a Centaur, but no real setup for the arrow. Like a Mirana Treant lane, it's okay at like level 1 and 2 when Tree has boots and he can pound people down, but after those initial levels, it's not particularly scary. Unless Enchantress really finds some good rotations.
10 seconds remaining.
So probably an off-lane bristleback on the Dire. He'll have his work cut
5
out for him. It will not be an easy time. And they'll just need a mid-hero here. Someone that can tango with either the Void or the Skywrath.
Reserve time.
And that OD final ban makes me think it could actually potentially be a Skywrath in the mid lane. Tongfu, what else? I don't know what they've been playing recently. Something like a Tinker could be okay. A Dragon Knight could be alright if they want a little more. I think they need crowd controls. They need somebody with a stun, somebody that can be a carry, and somebody that can do some damage. And DK would synergize well with the Enchantress. Some nice pushing power, a much-needed stun. And they go PA. Alright. I can get behind that. PA does do a lot of damage. Should be able to fare very well against the Void in a 1v1 matchup. PA can scale into the late game, but really peaks in that mid game. When the coup de grace is level 2 and she's running around, maybe has a BKB, doing the damage. This could work out for Tongfu, but I'm having trouble seeing the synergy across this team.
10 seconds remaining.
And oh, JJ. Speed Gaming. They go with a 5th pick Razor. And oh, I'm already getting some packet loss. I might have to reconnect here. Perfect world servers. Razor is actually a pretty scary pick here. A lot of damage going to the Faceless Void ulti. And Razor he's a really good mid-game hero. You don't look at Razor and think, oh, we're going to the late game. But the laning phase, he's a great laner. Plasma Field with a lot of long range. Static Link is really, really powerful in skirmish situations. And then he can get an Ag Scepter, and he can transition into this scary pushing hero that stacks up a lot of minus armor in the team fights and then just wrecks buildings. So, like, Razor is so potent for, like, the first 40 minutes or so. His win rate kind of dips off as you get towards the late game. Once, like, I forget what the cutoff is, but somewhere like 50 minutes or so, Razor's win rate really starts to take a tumble.
10 seconds remaining.
But he is really, really good at specific things in the mid game, and we'll see how the Razor works out. And it looks like I have an ass tier connection here. This game is not paused. All right, we are going to reconnect. Perfect world servers. Let's get some RNG here. Come on, Big Daddy, don't let us down. Big money, big money, big money. So, but to be honest, I think this is a little bit of an outdraft. I think Tongfu are on the back foot. I think they need to get a lot of work done in the laning phase, and I think it's going to be damn difficult. Speed Gaming just have a really well-rounded draft. They've got great mid-game team fight. They've got very solid laners. They have a really solid hard carry with the Faceless Void. So they've got the late game, they've got the mid game, and they should have kind of at least they should be able to hold their own in the early game. Maybe you could make a case that the Dire have a slightly better early game team with the Enchantress and the Tree. Especially Tree at level 1. Boots first, Leech Seed. Oh, God, that's potent. But that being said, that means Tongfu need to do some serious work in the early stages. You guys liking the Dazzle? Dazzle! You whippy dazzle. I like this load screen. It's awesome. I don't use that Dazzle headpiece anymore. I hated it when I first got it, and then it kind of grew on me, and now I use the Dazzleator headpiece. And is this game paused, or am I still getting super lag? Nope. I keep getting bad sockets here. Let's try again. Yeah, maybe roll the dice a little bit here. If it continues to be bad, we may just end up casting off the ticket. But that's pretty bad lag. I have never seen it that bad. That's like you're not even watching a slideshow. You're watching pauses. You know? It's a pause, and then you have like 15 seconds and another pause. It's bad stuff. Zap. But yeah, I've got the Dazzleator, man. All about the Dazzleator. Yeah. See, I'm one of those casters that I keep my profile public, and I also don't change my name when I stream. I just leave myself as Ziori, so yeah, I've got a lot of friend requests. And oh, looks like we got lucky. Okay, got a good socket this time. Woohoo! Yeah, all right. Game number 3, baby. Speed Gaming versus Tongfu. Let's get some hype up in here. I'm finally awake. The Red Bull's kicked in. Let's get some hype on the field. Radiant side, we've got Speed Gaming. We're all tied up 1-1 in this best of 3 series. This is a big one. All the cards are on the table. They're going all in, and only one team can come out victorious. On the Radiant side, we've got Speed Gaming, JDH playing on the support Witch Doctor here, ZYP on the support Skywrath, and they'll be joining their buddy ZRD on the position 1 Faceless Void. Oh, he's got the claw. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Viridius Claw. It's something out of District 8, District 9. What the hell's that movie called? That South African movie? It's exactly what this whole claw looks like. Ah, the claw. In the mid lane, ZY playing on the Razor, and it will be KK in the off lane Tide. On the Dire side, we've got Team Tongfu. They won the last game, and they're looking to make it 2 in a row. Sorry Fox on the offlane Bristleback here on the Dire. Will be U9 on the solo mid PA. And up in the top lane, it will be Mr. Liuki. Whoa, missing a vowel there. On the Enchantress, Kaboo playing on the support tree. Leech Seed first, but no boots. Not crazy about it. And of course, it will be Zhao playing on the Mirana here in the safe lane. Yeah, I don't know about this opening build from Tree. I feel like the boots are key to the Leech Seed domination at level 1. I think PPD would agree with me. Looks like he did try and do something, and we didn't catch it. I think it was while we were disconnected. He did lose some of his mana. No first blood coming out quite yet. Looking at these lanes and the initial farm, it looks like Void is off to the races. He's basically in free farm heaven. Not much the Bristle can do. We talked about this during the drafting phase. And the Dire offlane is just so much more difficult. And Bristle has stacked his Ancients now thrice. This is a triple stack here at the 3-minute mark. So that is good. Sorry Fox at least getting something done. But he has 1 creep kill and no experience. I'm not sure how... Oh, he must have killed a ward. Yeah, it looks like he's going to get his 2nd creep kill here. Alright, number 2. But yet to actually get any experience. So I think it's just wards that he's been killing. If they were both sentries, then that's no good. First smoke here from the Dire. The Tree as well as the Enchantress looking to get aggressive. Tree is now level 2, has some living armor, ready to branch him down. And they want this Tide, but KK, he's one bulky guy. He's got 2 points in the Kraken shell. And he will be hard to bring down. They might be able to do it. He also has the value point and Anchor Smash, which makes these ganks a lot more difficult as well. The Tomato on his way in. Kaboo, there's your Leech Seed. Zhao hops forward, arrow on the mark, throws out the gush. There's your first blood, but they're going to get turned around upon. ZYP comes on in. Zhao taking heavy damage. Mr. Liuki taking tower shots. Oh, he will fall. And it's going to be a 1-for-1. So Tongfu, they make it happen. First blood comes out, and they kill the watermelon. PA grabs a double damage rune. Still getting a little bit of server lag here. But we'll just continue farming in the mid. This offlane for Bristleback, though, is still not going well. Finally, they'll shove into the tower, and he'll find a little bit of experience, but even forced to go Bristleback, level 1. Cask will hit him. I don't think they'll commit to a dive here, but they will harass back the Bristle pretty effectively. With this wave, he should be able to grab himself some quills here. That's something. But look at this. Oh, this Witch Doctor. The Voodoo Restoration is just ridiculous. Look at all these creeps. They're still alive. They do half damage to this tower on just a double push. A double wave push. They do have a siege creep, to be fair. And Bristle will get some much needed farm. About 5 CS under his belt now and does hit level 3. So that's great news for him. How's this mid lane going? ZY on the Razor and U9 on the PA. Looks like Razor getting the much better of it. 28-14 against the 14-1 PA. The Razor has as many denies as PA does last hit. So this is a very one-sided lane here in the mid. PA about to get that coup de grace, but ZY just smashing him right now. Rough lane for the PA. 2 points in the static link, so if U9 hops forward, he just gets linked, and Razor takes his damage, and then what does PA do? Look, he's got no damage. He can't last hit. Poor little bugger. And this is the power of Razor. This is what I was talking about. He's so powerful in lane. He's a big bully in a 1v1 scenario like this, and he'll carry that momentum well into the mid game. So that is a victorious lane for SpG. Their position 1 lane going a bit better. Void is 38 CS compared to Zhao's 27. So actually a pretty large disparity there, given they're both in essentially free farm heaven. Bristleback, he's about to be in some trouble though. His tower taking some damage. ZYP wraps around, and sorry Fox, sorry buddy, but that's a Chronosphere. Void gets to his front side. Bristle got back, as they say, and they'll chop him down. He falls. Skywrath Mage grabs that kill, and now they should be able to finish off this tower. The sustain from the Voodoo. Oh boy, it's dirty. Double damage on U9, but Tide comes in. That's a Ravage. That's a dead Enchantress. Just gushes him down. The Watermelon secures a kill, and Speed Gaming with a lot of early momentum here.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Uh-oh. Double damage U9. Now the static link. Say goodbye to that damage. Razor won't chase him down, but PA actually takes a lot of damage there. Living armor comes out, so he will stay alive for now. 2 points in the living armor. And Tree with the early point in Nature's Guise. Interesting. You don't see that all too often. Getting more common, I suppose. But the 0-2-2 used to be the standard for sure. ZY looks like he will just rush a mech here on the Razor. And yep, there's the buckler coming out, so it'll be a very fast mech timing. One of the great things about a Razor mid, get yourself the early mech, and then you can just group up as 5. You can start farming away. Position 1, Faceless Void rushes the Midas. Looks like he picked it up right around the 6.5 minute mark or so. So, of course, he'll be farming like a man-man. Already off to 1. Hell of a start. Top of the net worth chart. Witch Doctor got the last hit on the tower, but Void is in great shape. And KK, the Kraken Shell, will it be enough? Ooh, it's looking grim. He gets caught in the ensnare. Arrow at point blank with the Kraken Shell. Anchor smash. No wand. If he had a wand, maybe a chance the Tide could have survived that. They would have chased him down, but maybe a small chance. Oh, sorry, Fox. Uh-oh. He will get slowed. He'll take the silence. ZYP actually putting out a lot of damage. Static Link comes out. He gets the living armor. But Razor doesn't want to dive the tower. And they will back out. So living armor coming in handy there. Still, they do repel the Bristleback.
Radiant's top tower is under
Tide at least is 6, has already blown a Ravage, and Bristle 5, getting a little bit stronger, but still not particularly scary. Top tier 1 tower, under heavy pressure from Tongfu, and Speed Gaming will rotate in. They've already popped the glyph. They TP to the tier 2 tower. Cask onto Kaboo, but it won't bounce. And a gush on the creep. You get him, Tide. So, bit of a misplay there from Speed. They won't be able to punish the tower push. Unless, Zhao, does he hang around too long here? Ravage up in 15 seconds. But, nope. They won't go for it. So this is, there are some parallels in this match from last game. Position 1 Mirana versus the position 1 Void. And when this is the case, we know what's going to happen. They're both going to farm. Mirana's going to peak a little bit earlier. And as long as they can turtle up, they being the team with the Void, Void will eventually overtake her. Even if they both get a Midas at the same time, which they don't in this game, that means the time at which Void will overtake the Mirana will come even quicker, as he has the farming accelerant and she doesn't. And that makes me a little bit nervous. What's coming out on the courier? That is, well, just Gloves of Haste. Coming out for Mr. Liuki. So, no Midas on the Mirana. Uh-oh. Witch Doctor will get picked off here. Hasted U9. They find a freebie. On one of the supports, that'll make it 3-3, but Speed Gaming just have to hang in there. They can afford some losses for now. Faceless Void is literally free farming with a Midas, and this is usually a recipe for a disaster. Already has his power treads up, almost has his Morbid Mask, and they'll move right into the Mask of Madness. Mid lane, Tongfu. It's a 5-hero rotation. No, it's a 4-hero rotation. Bristle's still playing with the Ancients. But Speed Gaming, this aggression will not stand. They rotate in and they want to make a hold. Ravage available. KK going in the front lines, will get slow to get things started, and that will be enough to repel him. He takes a Thunderclap as well as a dagger. Oh, that stifling dagger, it's so annoying. Pure damage with the chance to Q. Give you some of the DeGras. Oh no. Sorry, Fox, he'll get picked off by the solo Void. There you go. The power of the Void, man. He's level 9. Finds a solo kill on the, quote, tanky Bristleback. Just runs to his front side and just takes him down. Void's already picking up solo kills, and that's their tankiest hero. What's going to happen when he catches these squishies inside of the Void ulti? I guess they're all kind of equally squishy right now. Bristle inside the ultimate is not so tanky, but still. Mid-tier 1 push is repelled. SpG rotate towards the bottom lane, and they have this tier 2 tower in their sights. But Tongfu right there with the response. They'll chip it to tier 2 in the top lane, chip it to tier 1 in the mid lane, and they do pop their glyph. Bristle coming in, TP out to the bottom from the Void. They know he doesn't have a chrono, but look at him just chopping down Kaboo. He takes an arrow. Couple of lucky backtracks there as Zhao clicks him down. Meanwhile, in the top lane, tower at about half health. Sorry, Fox, okay for now. Tongfu will take the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. So, SpG, best they can hope for now is a tier 2 for tier 1 exchange. Living armor out on Sorry Fox, but he needs to be careful, or he's going to be a dead Fox. There's still a Ravage up. KK could blow it. TP coming in. They can commit to this. Tower will fall to the Radiant. Moonlight Shadow is Sorry Fox in the front line, stacking up those quills. ZY stealing all of his damage. Plus 70 on the Razor, and SpG will back out. Again, they still have a Ravage here. Ancient Seal Max primary from the Skywrath. Look at that, 40% magic damage buff. Jeez. So it will be a tier 1 for tier 2 tower exchange. They don't even use the Ravage. And they do force a couple of TPs from Tongfu. Looks like this PA will go for a Battle Fury here. Perseverance already picked up. And we'll see how that works out. Battle Fury PA is not bad, but not always the right choice. It does give PA a Form Accelerator and a fair bit of damage. But some would argue that PA is better suited for just some mid-game fighting. Go like phase, drum, and be more of a contributor early on. And just don't sit back and farm. Might be an okay strategy here to get the Farm Accelerant. You have two options. You either go some sort of a farming tool and try and outfarm the Void and take it late. Or you go all in for the early mid-game, find some pushing power with the Enchantress, and just try and punish Void before he comes online. But honestly, Void is already pretty much online. The Hand of Midas has already paid for itself. We're only 13 minutes in. Well, maybe not completely, but he's already made way more in income that Hand of Midas has opened up. And it's even just a good item on Void for the attack speed. 30 attack speed is no joke on a Faceless. And look, he's looking at this Kaboo thinking, can I take this guy down? But if he chronos in without a living armor buff, he might be able to actually bring him down. Maybe with a couple lucky time locks. He did go the more defensive backtrack build though, so not as aggressive from old Faceless. That no-face fatty. But he can't see anything. Witch Doctor getting close to level 6, has himself some Arcane Boots. Skipping Maledict altogether, going for that second point in the Voodoo Restoration. A spell that's easy to scoff at. 24 heal, yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's pretty absurd. Don't forget it gives you mana regeneration as well. It's a pretty ridiculous ability. Or no, it takes the mana. It's pretty ridiculous though. It's a good spell. Let's leave it at that. KK going forward. There is a Ravage available. He has Kraken Shell available too, but the Ravage is what's important here. Tongfu trying to sneak a Roche, and SP, they are not privy to it. And it'll fall. Early Medallion makes it an easy Roche kill. Double damage on U9 makes it even easier. And now an Aegis on the PA, and still just holding on to that Perseverance for now.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with that mana regeneration. That was a derp. The mana per second. Idioso. Either way, it's a good fucking spell. The healing is absurd. It doesn't feel like a lot, but it really makes a big difference in team fights. Really underrated for pushing as well. Yeah, I don't know why I looked at that and thought they had mana regen. I was just like, oh, that's nice. I'm an idiot. I have never read this ability to its fullest. That's how much mana it costs. God, what a derp. What a derp wagon. Oh, jeez, idiot. Oh, disband a Reno. Fire Reno. Oh, there's that pure damage crit on ZY. But here we go. SpG, they commit to the push. Oh, look at the little +7s coming out. Oh, man. They really need this Death Ward, though. That's when things will get dirty. Speed gaming. Here we go. Hop forward. There's your Chronosphere onto Sorry Fox. Mystic Flare. That's a dead bristle. He is completely juiced. Dropped like he's hot. They still have a Ravage. Pirate Tide. And that'll be it. Actually, they'll settle for just a dead bristle. Moonlight Shadow comes out. Speed. They do have some detection. Sentry down on the high ground. And that is their only bout of detection, though. So with Moonlight Shadow deployed, they will stay inside the range of their ward. And oh, man, they just barely missed the counter ward here. That's unfortunate. Bullseye onto Witch Doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a few crew kills away. Now, SpG will do this slow and steady. And remember, they still have a Ravage. Arrow flies through, connects on ZY. U9 hops right on top of him. There's your Ravage. ZY alive for now. He'll get healed up by the Witch Doctor. U9 in trouble. That'll proc the Aegis. Overgrowth comes out, but where's the follow-up damage? Void scoots back to safety. PA coming back to life. It's only a dead Enchantress for now. Sorry Fox has respawned right in the middle of the fray. And he will start stacking up those quills. Cask flies around. Arrow flies through. This time it'll hit the Tidebringer. Tide Hunter. Oh, God. Sorry, Fox. He may get dropped again here, though. Void hops forward. There's your Death Ward. Comes out onto U9. Splits the fight. Completely zones him out. And look at the health right here. The sustain. Oh, it's just so much. Speed can't secure the kills they're looking for, but they will be able to heal back up. Wait for this next creep wave and go back in. Tongfu are healing up as well. They have the living armor from Tree. It is level 4 now as he is sitting 8. And ZY bottles up invisibility. Also has the mech available. SpG are ready to continue fighting. Big ultimates have been burned, but there's another chrono up. 50 seconds on the Death Ward and still a while on the Ravage. Yep, 90 seconds. Tower has been healed back up to full, but SpG, they'll commit to it. Arrow from the tree line flies through off the mark. And Mystic Flare up in 10. So they can do the Chrono Mystic Flare combo once again. But they won't go for it. Tongfu actually make a really good hold right here. Speed Gaming hold on to their 1500 golden experience lead, but they can't take down the tower. It will get healed back up. So total tower count right now is 2 apiece. Speed did take out this tier 2 here, but have lost 2 of their own tier 1s. Tide will go over to the Ancients, anchor smash these babies down, pretty darn close to a Blink Dagger, and that will make a pretty sizable difference for Speed. And now that Witch Doctor has his ultimate, perhaps they can set up the team fight a little bit better. So Void will just go back to farming. Looks like he did just pick up first big item, and it'll just be a Crystallis. So same item trajectory we saw last game. No BKB first, though I'm sure he'll be forced to transition into one later on. Actually, maybe not this game. This is a really bad BKB game. Overgrowth could potentially go through it. Bristle's all physical. PA's all physical. Basically just stopping the Starstorm and the Arrow. Maybe Void will just skip BKB altogether this game. It's becoming a core item on that hero, but some games you just don't need it. But either way, Void now has a crit, and Xiao needs to be careful. I think Void could solo him here. There's the Chrono. He comes down. Mystic Flare as well. Alright, well, not a complete solo, but okay. Void doesn't have quite as much damage as I thought. I don't think he got a single crit there, but oh, Arrow hits the neutral. ZYP will TP out, and he will make it to safety. Moonlight Shadow is deployed as Tongfu do head towards the top lane. So Void's damage output not quite as good as I thought, but still they do push back the Mirana, force out the Moonlight Shadow. It's something. Create a little bit of space around the map. KK now picked up his Blink Dagger on the Tide, getting delivered on the Courier right now. This little guy, the War Dog. Oh, Void hopping forward. They find Kaboo. He pops an Overgrowth, but taking heavy damage still, and they should be able to bring him down. No, Nature's guys. They don't have the detection. And now ZRD. He is in an awkward position here. He will have to time walk away. He can TP out. Mirana, can she bring him down? No, he'll survive. Oh, wow. So will the Tide. Close call, but they both TP back to safety. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, though, Tier 3 tower. Holy Toledo, ZY, and JDH. They dig out a Tier 3 tower at the 19-minute mark. Now they'll just go straight in on the Enchantress. Death Ward flies. ZY with a little bit of extra damage. And that's a dead Enchantress. Now they are committed, though. JDH, he'll throw out some stuns, create some space for his Razor. He TP's out, and JDH will not make the escape. Coup de grace from U9 to finish him off. But a worthy trade, a 1-for-1 and a Tier 3 tower. Even the ranged racks take a little bit of damage. So Tongfu, they Moonlight Shadowed up to this top lane position here, and I think a couple of them were caught without TP scrolls. Mirana's farm is pretty decent, though, keeping up with the Void for now. I'm not sure how he's been doing it. Let's look at the CS. Only 8 CS up on him. Just impressive farm for the Mirana. 0-0 and 3. Faceless Void 1-0-2. Makes the tower gold. Handamitis on Void not having as big an impact quite yet as we would have thought. But PA does have her Battle Fury, so U9 can start farming away. Speed Gaming are being very aggressive here, though, and oh, ZY, he'll bump right into him. And the bigger problem is just U9 doesn't really have a great place to farm right now. He'll move back into the Dire jungle and farm up there for now, but Speed Gaming have been very aggressive, keeping constant pressure on. And basically, anytime they have a Chronosphere and Ravage, I think they should be hunting. Moving around, looking to find some kills and maintain map control. KK just farming up the Ancients, using that Anchor Smash. What's Skywrath working on? Arcane Boots. Looks like a 4 staff will be coming out for him. ZY moving into a BKB. Or maybe a Sanjin Yasha with that Ogre Club. I think a gem for speed gaming would come in handy sooner rather than later. They do have 2 heroes with sentries now. But gem will be useful against the tree as well as the Moonlight Shadow. And also just map control to clear out some of those dire wards. Ooh, they'll put a sentry down and they find one. That's a fresh ward too. Maybe a small stroke of luck there. Just throwing sentries down, anticipating a potential Moonlight Shadow or tree gank, but they find a ward out of it. The value sentry, as it were. Witch Doctor will just move straight into an Ag Scepter after his Arcane Boots. Pretty standard stuff coming out of him. One of the better Ags upgrades in the game. Bouncing that Death Ward all over the place. We talked about it in great detail last game. Synergizes so well with the Chronosphere, especially if you can catch most of the team. Oh, the damage output is just devastating. Tide will rotate bottom to repel that push, while the rest of the team chips at the tier 1 mid, but they've got a tree. I think Speed need to commit to this. Double damage up on Razor, and the dagger will fly through to slow ZRD. But chip damage on towers is really just wasted effort. Kaboo's just going to heal it right back up. Yeah, there's your living armor. The power of the tree, ladies and gentlemen. Still, it is 3-2 in total tower count. Speed doing well on that front. They do have a gem now. Looks like KK just picked one up, and it is the Skywrath carrying it around. So SpG are ready for some more team fighting. They might be waiting for the next core item on Void. They might be waiting for the next core item on Razor. But they haven't been too eager to commit to a team fight, just chipping at towers. Mirana now has a Maelstrom, so she'll go Phase Boots, Drum, Aquila, Yasha, and now a Maelstrom. Very early mid-game centric build here, especially with the Bottle, Drum, and Aquila. Great items for the mid-game and the Phase Boot. She hits really hard right now. And Maelstrom, a nice addition. Just the casual Yasha really helps in farming. The additional movement speed gives you a good little damage buff, but the movement speed is really where the efficiency's at. Tier 1 tower, back up to full health. Speed Gaming can take it down. They just have to commit a little more for it. They might have to commit a Chrono. They might have to commit a Mystic Flare, but I mean, they can just hop on the tree right now. They don't have eyes on the other members of Tongfu, though. They don't see the 3 in the bottom lane, but here you go. They'll do it. They'll take heed to the advice, and a Death Ward comes out. Tree falls, and now they'll go for the tower. No glyph available, no living armor, and they'll chunk it down. Razor's now picked up a full Ag Scepter. Holy Toledo. Not the BKB, but he's just going to start chopping down these structures. Mirana in the top lane will grab a tier 2 tower kill, it looks like, in exchange for the tier 1 and tier 2 in the mid. This Razor is scary right now. His farm is disgustingly good, and this is where he peaks out. Mech Ags in these team fights, he's going to be doing a lot of minus armor, a lot of damage, and any misstep that Tongfu make, expect structures to fall. So that was a 2-for-1 tower exchange. Void goes down and does defend this bottom tier 1, keeps it barely out of deny range, and just goes back to farming the lane here. 4,700 gold up on the Void now. Taking number 1 on net worth, and he'll probably go into Daedalus up next. Let's see, he just picked up something. No, that is a Ag Scepter on the Void. So going now back for a little bit more of the utilitarian Void. Wants that shorter cooldown so he can throw out the Chronos more often. All about that team fight. I like this from Speed Gaming. Tongfu will move into the Roche Pit, and I actually like this play as well. Recognizing they're behind, they need to do something a little bit risky, and it's about a 5,000 gold deficit, 1,000 experience. Nothing insurmountable, though Tongfu are losing momentum pretty quickly. BKB up on the PA, a big item that could start to turn the tides. She'll get another Aegis here. But this top tier 1 tower will fall. Razor chunking it down with the ultimate once again. Eye of the Storm doing some work. Has an invisibility rune as well. As Tongfu rotate down bottom, and they want some towers of their own. They will take out this tier 1, no doubt about it. But it will cost them again a tier 1 for tier 2 and a tier 1 exchange. And Speed Gaming will take that all day. 2 towers for 1. I think Speed are going to press forward here. I think they'll look to break high ground. Already taken the tier 3 down bottom. They have all of their ultimates available except Eye of the Storm, and it's coming up in 30 seconds. They will press forward. And they can drop this Bristle as the lone defender pretty damn easily. He does have a mech. Uh-oh, in the mid. That's where the Chrono's coming out. They're going to Kaboo once again. And the Death Ward for that. Whoa! They really wanted that Treant. And using those 2 big cooldowns for just the support tree, I think that will quell most of their push here in the top lane. They do still have a Ravage. And they have a Mystic Flare, so they could try and press forward with the Eye of the Storm. But this is a little bit risky. Tree coming up in 10 seconds. I don't know that they want to force the issue here without a chrono. 25 seconds. Now that he has the Ag Scepter, it is on that 60-second cooldown. Speed may wait for the next wave of creeps and then go for it. Chrono in 15. Death Ward in 35, and they have Eye of the Storm once further. So here we go. Potential wraparound for Tongfu. Smoked up around the backside. They hop right onto the Witch Doctor. He gets crit by the coup de grace. Now the arrow comes flying through. Razor trying to find the right opening. ZYP taking some damage as well, but U9 overcommits, and he will get caught by a Ravage as well as a Chrono. That'll proc the Aegis. Moonlight Shadow deployed, and U9's back on the field. ZRD going blow for blow with him. Mystic Flare comes out, but so does the Overgrowth. U9 getting repelled. Tidehunter does get picked off. ZYP will get repelled as well. He ends up falling to the Bristle. And it is disastrous for SpG. Void may get cleaned up here as well. Has a time walk in 1 second, but no TP scroll. May still be able to make the escape. Tree coming in. Leech Seed. Arrow flying through. Mask of Madness popped. Oh, a Haste Rune. Oh, no. The negative Urn. Almost the great escape for the Faceless Void. But Speed Gaming get cleaned up. And that time they bit off way more than they could chew. Minimal damage to the tower. And that Aegis made that a completely different fight. They popped the Chrono and brought down U9, but with the Aegis he came right back and they were able to turn things around. Buybacks expended, none. Tongfu with all 5 alive. They've got a 5v3 on the field. And they will press forward and try and get a tier 2 tower out of it. There is a glyph available for speed, but no Ravage. Death Ward is the only thing they have. Witch Doctor, 600 gold away from the Ag Scepter. Speed still in okay shape, but here we go. Tide hopping forward. Mystic Flare off the mark, but does repel Tongfu. Mech gets popped. Now ZY comes forward. U9 BKB online. Death Ward on the trees. Beautiful positioning from the Witch Doctor. They commit onto the Razor. And he'll survive at least for now, playing Ring Around the Rosie. Rest of the fight breaking out. Skywrath will fall as U9 does a lot of damage. TP in from the Void. It's a 2-0. A lot of low health heroes on Tongfu, but none of them are dead yet. There's the Chrono from Void. Connects on 3. Kaboo the first to go down. Sorry Fox, the second target of choice. Has to get to the front side. Finds a time lock and gets the kill. Coup de grace on the Witch Doctor. U9 picks up basically a triple kill. They bring down the Faceless. And oh no, this PA getting out of control. Now going for the Kraken. And the Kraken will fall. It's a full 5-man wipe for Speed. And Tongfu, they've regained all this momentum. Buybacks aplenty. Speed Gaming are going to have to burn a couple here if they want to keep their high ground alive. They burn their glyph. There's the buyback from Tide. Ravage up in 15. And that buyback alone will be enough to repel the push of Tongfu. But this PA, holy Toledo, folks. She's getting huge and she's getting scary. This is when PA really hits hard. Level 3 coup de grace. The crits in the 4 figures. With that BKB, she is a force to be reckoned with. And this is why you see a lot of teams in the West first banning, second banning PA because of that RNG factor. She can hop on a support, a couple of swings, and if you get unlucky, 2-shot supports as we saw in that fight. So Speed do hang on. They only have to burn 1 buyback on the Tide. So he'll be okay for now. JDH, 300 gold away from the big ulti. If he had an Ag Scepter there, that could have been a different fight. But the level 2 Death Ward with the Scepter, oh man, goes from 0 bounces to 4. Smoke up from Speed. Level 16 Void, ready with the Chrono. They've got the Mystic Flare, the Ravage, everything they need to take a team fight. And that's what they're looking for. Buyback status on the Dire. They've got 1 on the Mirana. So if they do get wiped up here, Speed Gaming could do some crippling damage to the base. This is getting tense, though. Looking at the gold graph, Tongfu with a 2,500 gold lead, 12,000 experience in their favor. PA and Mirana topping the hero level charts. Oh, they find Kaboo. And again, 2 ultimates extinguished, but reasonably low cooldown, 60 seconds on each. So we will have to wait another minute here, perhaps, before Speed really want to commit to something. At end of the day, it's only a kill on the Treant. Just a support tree. He hasn't been living armoring up this top tower, so it is still kind of chipped away at. So not a huge pick-off. I mean, a kill is a kill. Certainly not bad, but Nothing earth-shattering. Ghost Scepter picked up on the Razor. And he will be a little more tanky now. At least have that survivability. A great item against the PA. And even Skywrath. He's going to pick up a Ghost Scepter as well. There's your Ags on the Witch Doctor. And Mr. Look at It Go may want to grab a Ghost Scepter following this Ags pickup. And with that said, PA might pick up a Diffusal here. Or maybe not PA, but someone on Tongfu. We could see a Diffusal come out. Of course, you can use it to cleanse or dispel, as it were. Perhaps purge is the proper word here to get rid of that Ghost Scepter buff. So it does work well with PA. Mirana now. Mjolnir as well as a Manta Style up. Still no farming tools on this Mirana, and she's number 1 on net worth. 208. Xiao has yet to concede a death, and playing one hell of a Mirana. Found so much farm this game. The last hit leader, 216 CS in 32 minutes. Very impressive. Now this PA is completely online. Basher, Helm of the Dominator, and BKB to go with that Battle Fury. All very scary items. And there's also a BKB on the Bristle, which we haven't seen in action yet. Still sitting on that 10-second charge, but he does have the magic immunity. Faceless Void has now gone back for the Daedalus. So he's critting, and critting harder. So now that he has the Ags and the Mask of Madness, he's got these core items, he'll start to transition into the hard carry Void. I imagine it'll be a Mjolnir coming out last. Doesn't really need an MKB. Even against the PA. His ultimate stops evasion. So you do have a tool to deal with the PA even without the MKB. And with the Ag Scepter, the uptime on the ultimate is enough that I don't think he's going to go for it. Just a silly item on Void, no reason for it. Roche, wow, that's a really fast Roche respawn. And Speed might scout it out. Maybe they can find it. If Speed could get this Roche kill, that would be huge. This is third Roche as well. Tongfu got started early. Chi's available at the 33-minute mark. Earlier than the average, for sure. Tied with 2,800 gold. He will start working on a Refresher. I think undoubtedly the next item of choice. And Razor with 4,000 gold up on him. Whatever his heart desires, he'll be able to grab it before too long. Void may just want to pull for buyback at this point as well. Very curious to see what ZY is going to pick up here. And maybe a Refresher out for him. The double ulti. It's pretty good on Razor once you have the Ag Scepter. The Static Storm. You can get 100% uptime on it with the Refresher. Lasts for 30, has a 60-second cooldown. So you can actually put out an absurd amount of damage and take structures down very easily. Oh, they'll find Sorry Fox. Again, Chronosphere deployed on top of the Mystic Flare. And now Speed may just try and break the high ground here in the bottom lane. They already took out the tier 3 a long time ago, about 15 minutes ago, around the 20-minute mark. And maybe with Bristle dead, they can just go for a Roche. They take out the ward. TP back from the Void. And he will defend against this pushing Mirana. It's a shame they don't scout out the Roche pit. With a 5v4 on the field, they could do it. They've got the damage to take it down very quickly. But they won't find the opportunity to capitalize. Treant taking a little bit of vision control outside the Roche pit. And he will actually scout it out. So now Tongfu have visual confirmation. They know Roche is up. And Speed still have not scouted it out completely. This gem coming in handy. That's another dead ward. So Tongfu is still losing the warding battle here. But U9 hops forward. Finds the Witch Doctor. Gets a crit. Witch Doctor on the high ground. They don't have the vision. And he'll just TP out. Nice heads up play from JDH. But that's the RNG factor of the PA that we were talking about. And why this hero is so scary. You can hop on supports, and if you get a lucky crit, it's basically a 2-shot. They do force out his BKB. Oh, it's a whiff chrono. Oh, no. Hoping to catch the PA, but he blinks back. So a wasted BKB, a wasted chrono. Both sides getting the shaft here. But now, Tongfu, they see the chronos down. They move right into the pit. All this minus armor. Roche falling very quickly. If Speed want to contest, they've got to do it now. They come in. Too little, too late. Aegis is already down. PA picks it up, and now the team fight. It's a dead Enchantress to get things started. Witch Doctor ult doing a lot of damage, flying around like crazy. Treant next to fall. Witch Doctor ends up getting picked off around the backside. Aegis gets procced. Sorry Fox popped his BKB and he's getting low. Now that U9's back up though, the chase is on. And Speed will be in some trouble. ZYP, target of choice. Mystic Flare comes out, finishes off the Bristle. A lot of damage out on the Mirana as well. Almost takes down Xiao with him. 50 hit points to spare. Tide coming forward looking for the Gush, won't find it. A coup de grace will do some work onto ZY, but now Void comes back. U9 will probably take a tumble here. Pops his BKB again. Anchor Smash comes through. Can he crit down? Nope. There's your Void ult. And U9 will fall. Unstoppable streak. 900 gold to the Void. And it's sloppy, but Speed Gaming come out ahead. Mirana, the lone survivor, with literally 50 hit points to spare as she walks away.
Tower is under attack.
No buybacks expended. And Speed will take a 3 for 4 and an Aegis. So Speed do come out ahead, but just barely. If there wasn't an Aegis there again, it would have been a completely different fight. If Void didn't whiff that ult to get things started, it would have been a much different fight as well. Tide getting close to being able to just right-click a Refresher Orb at this point, and the double Ravage, of course, will be quite scary. Void, 3,000 gold up on him, still hasn't picked up anything else. We'll put the gem down and think about his next item here. ZYP, that Ghost Scepter came in handy in that fight. That Mystic Flare helps, did secure the kill on the Bristle and helped get that PA nice and low. But I think Speed Gaming's still in pretty good shape. I think they all around us have a better draft. The damage output is a lot higher than you would expect. The Witch Doctor did a lot of damage in that fight. The Death Ward just slapping people around so hard. And that was even without the Chrono. Can you imagine if they were all stuck in the Chrono while he was channeling that? Oh, man. What happened to the cheese? That's a very good question. I have absolutely no idea. Somebody got it and ate it. There is no cheese left, so somebody ate it. It's been expired. I don't know if it was stolen. But Roche did die to the Dire, and the Aegis was on the PA. So, yeah, I don't know. Good question. I don't know what happened to the cheese. Lost track of it. Enchantress will go for an Scythe of Ice over the Ag Scepter. Interesting change of pace. But much needed crowd control for Tongfu. They don't have a lot of lockdown with this lineup. So a smart choice from the Enchantress. The Mirana now picking up a Demon Edge. Probably looking for a crit. Although could also go for an MKB, I suppose. There's your Refresher on Tide. So Blink Refresher around the 40-minute mark. KK is scary. The Pirate Tide. Love this set. So Speed Gaming in pretty good shape. They want to get aggressive here. They've got all the tools they need. Another Demon Edge out on Void, so maybe he will go for the MKB. Still a little bit surprised, but it does give him a lot of damage. It's just a little unnecessary because his ultimate does part of what MKB gives you. SpG pressing forward. TP back from the Mirana right away. PA off in the side lane. Does have a TP scroll, but Glyph has already been popped. And this tier 3 tower taking a lot of damage before PA even comes back to the fight. MKB up on the Mirana. Tower chipped away at. But there's your Razor ulti and a Refresher Orb up on the Razor. So he will have the double ult here. And just look how quickly he chunks down the tower. Just trying to bait in the fight. ZRD ready with the Chrono, but they'll hex him. Can they bring him down? There's your Ravage, number 1. Void hops away for now. Death Ward from JDH. He'll get crit. He's forced to cancel it. ZRD looking to come back in. Second Ravage from KK. Mystic Flare comes out. Chronosphere to lock him down. Secures the kill on the PA as well as the Treant, but will cost them their Tide. SPG taking a lot of damage. Razor falls. It's a 2 for 3. And Mirana and Sorry Fox will make the hold. Tongfu hold a lot better than you thought they would have. Mirana doing so much damage in that fight. The MKB proving an effective item pickup. It did cost them their tier 3 tower. And SPG did take a good trade, a 2 for 3. But not enough to secure the racks. So Tongfu will hang in there one step further. Goldgraph swings now the other way, back in favor of Speed. So, good initiation from Tongfu. They hopped right on the Void. They almost dropped him. Some great force staff work from Speed. And that was the Skywrath. He is actually the only one with the Force Staff. And that's what helped keep Void alive. They may want to invest in another one here at this point. Refresher on Razor. Didn't really do a hell of a lot there. The double Ravage was also huge. They will wait at least a minute and a half before they take another team fight. You really need that double Refresher from Tide. It is a pretty significant part of their strategy. Down bottom. Uh-oh. Can they catch this Mirana? They hit him with a Silence. Maybe they can do it. Nope, they'll just harass him back with an Arcane Bolt. Concussive shot. So Speed, they'll be patient for the next few moments here. Courier, that delivers the MKB on Void. But now he'll get hexed up, turned into the Piggy, arrow flies through, and it will not connect. Yeah, I know I've harped on it a little bit, but the MKB Void, very interesting. Not an item hero combo you see very frequently. But not the worst thing he could pick up here. Does give him some damage, and the mini stun with that extra bash damage is pretty damn significant. So Tongfu will ask for a pause here. I'm not sure what Shubiao. I don't know what that one is. I'm gonna learn some more Chinese here. Let's Google it. I'm sure y'all will help me out in Twitch chat. Shubiao. It is mousepad. Oh. So, I see some of y'all going crazy in chat. It's for the blur, you noob. Oh my god, I know. I know why he's buying the MKB. But guess what? Chronosphere disables evasion. You have True Strike when you're in the Chronosphere. That's why MKB on Void is weird. Oh, it's just mouse? Oh, not the pad, just the mouse issue. Okay, see, my Chinese is getting better. Now I know 2 phrases, 2 words. So the MKB is, you know, it's not the same as picking it up on Mirana. Mirana anticipating a butterfly will come out for sure. But that's okay. No glyph available, and now the structures are just getting wrecked. This is where Razor is just... He's so strong. All around the backside. Kaboo gets caught inside the chrono. And the Enchantress will fall as well. Easy 2 for 0 to get this fight started. U9 pops his BKB, but he's in retreat mode. The Death Ward just doing some work here. Ravage coming in. BKB was up on Sorry Fox, but now U9. He is the one-man show, and it's just not enough. Tongfu, what a terrible team fight to end on. Their 2 supports just get juiced right away. 2 buybacks come, but the damage has been done. And Speed will back out. So, Speed Gaming, looking like they might be able to seal the deal. And they've done enough damage here that, yeah, the range drags are still standing, but the tier 3 tower is still down. And there's just nothing stopping Razor from ulti, refreshing, ulti again, and just trucking the structures. That's the big problem here for Tongfu is they've already lost so much of the map and they've lost so much damage in their base that you can't stop the Razor from doing it. It's very similar at this point to a Rasta who has an Ags and a Blink Dagger, and the team just keeps jumping into the base, suiciding with the wards, and slowly working down the structures. Looks like Perfect World will take some time to lag, and hopefully it'll sort itself out. This is that time where you really don't want to have to reconnect, because it could take us 5 minutes to reconnect, and we could miss the game-ending fight. So we will put up with the lag for now, unless it seems like both sides will completely stalemate, because this could be the last fight coming up here in just a moment. So we'll deal with the slideshow for now. Oh god, it's getting worse. Yeah, we're going to have to reconnect. Okay, well, we're going to reconnect here, folks. Hopefully we don't miss the last team fight. If we do, my apologies, but only so much I can do. Perfect World servers, they don't play well here with the West Coast. America sockets do not have a high priority, I guess. Fail internet, yeah. It's always comical, folks that don't understand the Perfect World servers. Oh, it must be your computer. It must be your internet. No, I'm pretty sure our 500 down, 100 up internet is just fine. Pretty sure it's the Perfect World servers, since I am not the only one that has this issue. Dazzle! Dark light. I should have healed myself. Windows 98? Yeah. So, hopefully we're not missing the last team fight, guys. Perfect World servers at their finest here. The long reconnect. Hopefully it doesn't fail. Oh, we missed it. There you go. Well, that's exactly what I was worried about. Sorry about that, folks. That was the most anticlimactic ending ever. We got some bad RNG on that one. We don't even get to see the ending graph. Oh, God. What a disaster. It looks like Marana died. That's it. Yeah, we don't even get to pull that. Wow, man. What a bugger. Sometimes you roll the dice and you crap out, guys. Sorry about that. Well, that sucks. Well, that wraps up our coverage today, gang. Thank you for joining us. Speed Gaming take the series 2-0, or Jesus, 2-1 over Tongfu. Pretty intense series, pretty back and forth. About as shitty an ending as you can imagine. We got to watch Dazzle while the last fight happened. All you can do is laugh, folks. Just put your hands up in the air and say, well, not much we could have done. It's not like if we were in the game, we would have seen much of the team fight anyhow. So, well, guys, take care. Thank you for joining us. I am Zayor. It was slated to solo cast tonight, and the long grind of Chinese Dota is starting to come to an end here as these tournaments are wrapping up. Head over to BTS1. There is a BO5 finals going on right now for GEST, I believe, and it is LD and Syndran casting the best of 5 IG versus DK. That's what I'm going to be watching. Thank you so much for joining us here on BTS2, and we'll see y'all later. Tomorrow night, I think, is when coverage will resume for a good old V Games tournament well into the semifinals. Take care, gang.